Test, test. 1, 2, 3. I got a gal in cow.
We're good?
I still feel that.
That's a lot. Please rise for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States. Hey, good evening, everybody. Thank you for being here on this cold January 20th. It is just after 5:40. We're here at 120 West Washington Street for the Board Works meeting. May I please have a roll call?
Yes, Mayor Aaron Sims,
Here.
Steve Brown,
Here.
Josh Leonard,
Here.
Attorney George Wood.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shanda. On to minutes. You gentlemen have had a chance to review the minutes from our previous meeting on the 29th of 2025. May I please get a motion to accept them?
So this says the minutes from December 15th. Is that correct, Shanda?
Sorry, it was updated to the say the 29th on the new agenda. Sorry.
Okay. All right, well, whether you call it the 15th or the 29th, I think the minutes are still the same. So I make a motion to approve the minutes for December 29th, 2025.
I second that.
Let's go to vote. Mayor Aaron Sims,
Aye.
Steve Brown,
Yes. Aye.
Josh Leonard,
Aye. Shanda, that was my mistake. I was reading off the wrong spot. You don't make mistakes like that. That was my bad. Sorry.
Thank you, John.
I want that on the record. Make sure everybody knows that was my fault.
On to additions or deletions. I have one addition, I believe, that is for item number 8. That is for acceptance for the clerk treasurer's office limited resignation. Nothing else, Shannon?
No.
Okay. On to old business. We have one thing. This is the street acceptance of a Poor Boys quote for 6th Street sidewalk. Hi, Frank.
Hi there.
Yes, we're good. We're yeah, we're okay after review to accept the Poor Boys quote for 6th Street sidewalk, which was the lower of the two, and we're good to go.
Meets all of our needs and everything.
Yes, sir.
What is the number? You don't mind.
Theirs was $52,815.25.
Okay.
This is out on 6th Street along in front of where RMC is.
Oh,
We're gonna,
well, that would be nice.
yeah, we're gonna, a few years ago when we did the sidewalk out there, we went from Washington Street up to their first driveway. This will end up going from their the first driveway up to the railroad tracks. And we were working with the railroad to be able to get across the tracks. So we're hoping to do that this summer also, and then tie into where what they put in for along there in front of the recycling center.
Yeah, so hopefully somebody could go on their bike to the recycling center.
Yes, sir.
That would be nice.
Yes, sir.
All right, well, I'll make a motion then to accept the Poor Boys quote for the 6th Street sidewalk.
I second that.
All right, Mayor Sims,
Aye.
Steve Brown,
Aye.
Josh Leonard.
Aye.
Thank you, Bernie. On to new business. Item number 1, Police Department. Aaron Benedict's Public Safety 1 and out of the probationary status. Jeremy. Good evening. Good evening. So we are requesting that Patrolman Benedict be moved from probationary status to Public Safety 1. He has completed all the requirements for Public Safety 1. He's a TASER instructor. He graduated the academy, and he graduated our field training program. So he's on his own now, doing great things. And I would ask that, let's see, his anniversary date was January 6th. So I would ask that this possibly go into effect beginning our current payroll, which would be January 12th. That's you.
So we need a little bit of some retroactive.
Well, no, just with the current pay period. So it would be on his next paycheck.
Okay.
So instead of starting today, I guess it would be retroactive to last Monday, which was the beginning of the pay.
All right, I make a motion to go ahead and
I do have those dates right, don't I? Okay. All right, just make sure.
yeah. Sweet. Make a motion to move Patrolman Aaron Benedict to Public Safety Level 1 as of beginning of this current pay period.
I second.
Mayor Sims,
Aye.
Steve Brown,
Aye.
Josh Leonard.
Aye.
Thanks.
Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you. New business number 2, wastewater. HWC change order reduction. Good news.
Hey, yes. Good evening, y'all. So, what this change order is the money we don't have to pay. So, they allotted $80,000 for electrical service allowance. a difference there of a decrease of $65,765 that we will not have to pay on this project.
It's a lot of money. You almost buy it.
So much, yes, I think it could be possible.
We have to approve this, that we get
Yes,
money back.
yeah, it's a change order. Sir. Change orders have to be approved by the Board of Works.
All right, well, these are our favorite type of change orders. So I will make a motion to approve this change order number 1 for HWC Engineering for the lift station.
I second that.
All right, Mayor Aaron Sims,
Aye.
Steve Brown,
Aye.
Josh Leonard.
Aye.
New business number 3, wastewater, HWC with F&K, it's the pay app number 5, an amount of $14,012.50.
Yes, so this is pay app number 5 for F&K construction of this project, City Park Lift Station. This is for labor and materials used for the month of December up to December. I put a hold on that last Board of Works meeting because they told me that there wasn't going to be a pay app, and then all of a sudden there was a pay app. Okay, so it gave me a chance to take a look at it and everything, make sure it was good to go. So that's what this pay app number 5 is.
Well, I certainly appreciate you putting a hold on it, making sure that we're paying the right thing. So I'll make a motion to approve this pay app number 5 to F&K Construction in the amount of $14,012.50.
I second that.
All right, Mayor Aaron Sims,
Aye.
Steve Brown,
Aye.
Josh Leonard.
Aye.
Thanks.
Thank you. On to new business item number 4. This is a wastewater HWC invoice 2024-098-S22 in the amount of $2,780.
Yeah, so this invoice here is for engineering service rendered up to the end of December. Most of it is for inspector RPR fees. That's what this invoice is for.
Okay, I make a motion to approve the HWC engineering invoice in the amount of $2,180.
I second.
All right, Mayor Aaron Sims,
Aye.
Steve Brown,
Aye.
Josh Leonard.
Aye.
Thanks.
Okay, new business item number 5, wastewater. This is HWC invoice 2024-098-S19 in the amount of $28,196.58.
Yeah, so somehow I missed this invoice. invoice in October. Y'all remember I went on medical leave right around then, and so I believe it got missed. But what the bulk of this project was done right around this time in September, towards the end of September and October. So a lot of this is for services rendered for RPR, that's fees, engineering fees. That's what this invoice is for. I wish that I would have got it. It would have came out of my 2025 coffers, but I didn't. So I know. So that is good news at the very first, but it's not too bad.
Can we fix that? Is that an option or no?
No, it wasn't encumbered and it had to be passed.
Okay.
Believe me, I learned from my mistake.
I make a motion to approve this invoice for $28,196.58 to HWC Engineering.
I second that motion.
Mayor Aaron Sims,
Aye.
Steve Brown,
Aye.
Josh Swanner.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bob.
Bob. New business number 6. This is alt and Wisdom consulting contract. This is basically a proposal for a environmental site assessment. Yeah.
Yeah, at the last Board of Works meeting, the Board of Works approved resolution 5-12 approving the purchase of property from Lowry Reynolds, which I think we're all familiar with, subject to approval of funding of the purchase by the City Council. City Council, of course, meets after the board body responsible for contractual relationships, including the contract, the mentioned. So be appropriate if the board wants to approve this contract, that it be approved subject to the approval of the funding of the Lowry Reynolds contract by the council. Again, because the Board of Works is meeting prior to the City Council. The Alton-Witzig contract addresses the due diligence portion of the contract that I drafted for the purchase of the building. A number of things would need to be done, again, if the contract is going to be entered into, all under the heading of due diligence. One being an environmental assessment, a phase Processing Consulting Services, very reputable firm. They've done a lot of city in the past. And a phase one environmental assessment is not an environmental assessment in the invasive kind of pouring into soil samples and such. A phase one is first of all an assessment of all property records, item records, and a walk through the property. But it's basically, first of all, seeing if there's been any kind of
representation with Attorney George Loy.
I second that.
Mayor Aaron Sims,
Aye.
Steve Brown,
I
Josh Leonard.
Thank you. New business item number 8. This was acceptance of office employee resignation.
Yes, this was second deputy resignation. So I just need approval to accept it.
I make a motion to approve the resignation with the last date being January 30th of 2026.
I second that.
Thank you. Mayor Aaron Sims,
Aye.
Steve Brown.
I
Aye.
Thank you.
Miscellaneous, any other items, gentlemen? Josh?
Well, I was just, I don't know if we want to talk about the effects of SB1. I don't know if you wanted to do this in here or council meeting, or we had the AIM discussion. Should I talk about that or no? Not yet. Okay. All right. So, no, good.
cold outside.
Yeah.
I'll just piggyback real fast on what Josh was referring to as far as George Lloyd representing the city. A bunch of us were new and very green, and we were leaning on him more than he probably knows. And so, as we look at the growth and the future of Monticello, I couldn't be more excited than having somebody with his experience and his wisdom sitting now at the right side of me. But I'm super excited about the future with George. So, thank you, George, for being with us.
I wasn't fishing for time.
Yeah,
Thanks a lot.
absolutely. If there's nothing else, our next Board of Works meeting is going to be February 17th at 5:30. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for being here. It is just after 6 o'clock on this cold January 20th. May I please get a roll call?
Yes, Mayor Aronson,
Here.
Gary Allen,
Here.
Bill Cheever,
Present.
Tim Quinn,
Present.
David Patty,
Present.
and George Floyd.
Here. Thank you. On to the minutes. If you had a chance to review the minutes from the last council meeting on the January 5th, I'd like to get a motion to approve them.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the council meeting from January 5th, 2026.
I'll second that.
Right, Gary Allen,
Aye.
Bill Cheever,
Aye.
Tim Quinn,
Aye.
David Patty.
Aye. Thank you. Additions or deletions, I don't believe we have any tonight, correct, Shannon? Okay. On to citizen for the public. On to department head reports. These have been written, given by each department to the council. You guys have any questions, concerns? We'll look at no questions at this time for me. Anybody else? Okay, I think we're good. Okay, on to old business, council committees. Yeah, we got together this last week and were able to put the committees together. I won't go over you with the list, but we do want to have a vote to approve the list. Does anybody have any questions about the committees we came up with? If not, we'll think we're good to vote. I'll make a motion to approve the committees. I'll second.
Right, Gary Allen,
Aye.
Bill Cheever, Quinn,
Aye.
David Patty.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. On to old business number 2. This is the Lowry purchase agreement. This was approved by the Board of Works. Subject to council approval on 9th last year. And this is just approval of transfer funds, correct?
It's going to require, I believe, approval of item number 3 under business. Right?
Just to, I guess, to make sure, I believe there's also a element where, this large property is going to be $320,000, and the ordinance 2020
there's also a matter of administratively moving some funds from infrastructure, which is already budgeted, infrastructure funds to the building funds, which my understanding was incorrect. But you said that you can just do that transfer without having a board. Just my question is, are we going to be transferring that full 400,000? We're just going to do the, I guess it would be, what, 220 to get us to that. What's the
On that, I only need the mayor to say it's going between the series on the infrastructure and building. So if he wants to authorize me to move it, I can move it within that. But if he doesn't want the full amount, then it can stay there and it can be moved later on. So that he would just need to give me how much he would want moved. If he wanted that 300,000 to move from infrastructure building, or if he just wanted to move 220,000 from infrastructure building. Either way, it's going to still be grouped in that same 400 Board of Accounts. I'm sorry. Thank you.
so the just so I'm
Yeah.
to that. So the 400 we're talking, one is infrastructure.
Yes.
The second is buildings. Board of Accounts allows a budgeted transfer to a
With the
so then my question is currently in the infrastructure budget.
Yeah.
Those,
Yeah.
for infrastructure, there's $3,000. There's $100,000 in
miscellaneous. Correct.
So we are going to take action tonight
Mm-hmm.
to move from the miscellaneous account into the building account to allow for the purchase of this property.
That would be the transfer ordinance. Correct. But from one series to 300 series to a 400.
You know, I got that. So then my next question is, are we transferring the full 300,000 to buildings, or are we going to transfer just the $230,000 to the building and leave
The remaining. Yes,
that answer?
okay. That would be up to the mayor. If he wants to move it, if he wants to move all 300,000 to building, or if he just wants to leave, if he wants to just move 220,000 infrastructure to building.
I will make a recommendation, and certainly this is just a recommendation. You can do what you want. My recommendation would be to only move what you're going to be spending out of building, so you don't have to move it back if you have an infrastructure. That would be
We need the 220 other expenses that are going to come along buildings associated with that project. So I don't know what that number would be.
No, that's a great point.
I don't know if it maybe 250 or needs to be the whole 300.
Maybe Jason can speak to it. Maybe the
the logic is to leave more money in miscellaneous and not transfer the full 100,000 out of miscellaneous.
There's only 100,000
Cost.
400.
You know, leave the 100,000 in miscellaneous so we can move other stuff. Yeah. You know, Mayor, that is possible. We can do that.
That's what I was, city engineer Jason Miller, that the only other option would be transfer the 300 if you do have other items that are more infrastructure related, you could always come back to council for additional appropriation. That's where your control lies. Whether or not you take 220 or 250 or 300, whatever number it may be, is ultimately, the big question. But you could always come back and do an additional appropriation for a specific line item that you want to do that's infrastructure or other non-building related matters.
Right. My point is, if you put more money into the building, that you're not going to have it, the building, that money's just going to sit there and not work for the city. Correct. Right? So my recommendation, and that's just my recommendation, is to leave it in an account that is, I guess, more fluid. I guess, yeah, for lack of a better term. We are going to, I didn't think of that until Dave, you said that. I think you're right, is but if we need to, I guess we can do an additional appropriation at the end of the day, to cover other expenses.
The old woods contract. To that would be coming. I didn't mean to.
No, you're fine. I just didn't have my accounts with me to go through it. I think you guys have your budgets in front of you, Bill. Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, that does bring up a thing, right? So we're getting ready to have a inspection done on that property. Where are those funds coming out?
Yes, that's what George just asking about the Witzig. See here.
So I guess I'm rethinking maybe the 100,000.
Yeah. Just by looking at this one, it would probably fall underneath the miscellaneous. I don't have my full fund because not all of the funds listed on here as we discussed prior to the meeting. The line items. No, you're fine. I can find out the answer. I'd be glad to give it back to the council or in a council meeting for public.
Potential cost of tear down.
Well, hopefully the tear down can be rolled into the whatever agreement we can develop.
And that
That would be something we have to cover.
that's the proposal right now, is to transfer the additional demolition cost to the developer.
I know at some point it's gonna have to come to an additional appropriation for something. The lines.
Well, yes, you know, we, it doesn't sound like, is there anyone on the council that is objecting to the concept of using funds to um, allow for the purchase of the building? Is there anyone that's objecting to that? Right. So this is anybody. All right. So this is really just an exercise in how we get from understanding. The mayor can tell you that amount at any time.
Yes.
We're just being asked for permission to
Yes, essentially your guys's, as the council is just saying, we have the money. Yes or no? The money is in that line, in those line items. And then the mayor can tell me if he wants me to move it between those series because it falls underneath his department. That just like any other department head, if they need me to move it from buildings to projects or whatever, they'll come in and tell me, hey, can you move this? I have to sign something and I document it. That's the same thing as I would be doing with the mayor. Split money.
And I'll also add real quick that the board of work authorized the purchase agreement subject to council approval. So I think on this specific item, your task is to vote whether or not you choose to authorize the purchase of that property and to affirm the board of work act.
Till we get down to the transfer ordinance, and then that's the question.
I'll make a motion that we approve the purchase agreement for the Lowry building.
I'll second that.
All right, let's go to vote. Gary Allen. Bill Chief,
Aye.
Tim McQuinn,
Aye.
David Patty.
Aye.
Thank you.
And just again, this will eventually, we talked a little bit about this, so eventually will, move down to the Monticello Redevelopment Commission, and they will be the ones to really take this to the